All right, let's talk about something that's totally shaking up one of the oldest industries on the planet, construction. We're going to take a look at how one company, V-BIM, is using this incredible digital shift to build our future, pretty much one virtual brick at a time.
So, what's the big idea here? What's this revolution all about? Well, it boils down to a really simple but incredibly powerful idea that's turning the entire construction industry on its head. It all kicks off with a question like this: what if you could build a massive skyscraper twice? The first time, you build it completely virtually, catching every single mistake, optimizing every schedule, and solving every problem before a single worker even steps on site. And that is the whole promise of BIM, that's Building Information Modeling. Now, this isn't just some fancy 3D drawing. Think of it more like a living, breathing digital twin of a real building. It's basically the blueprint for the future of how we build. Okay, so you have this amazing technology, and right at the center of it all are companies like V-BIM. Let's dig into their vision to really get the why behind what they do in this brand new landscape. So this is V-BIM, and what they do essentially is specialize in creating and managing these digital twins for all sorts of construction projects, guiding them from that very first sketch all the way to a building's final day-to-day operations. And you can see their vision here. It's not just about making digital models. They want to be a global leader that transforms how projects are done. I mean, that's not just about saving a bit of time or money. They're talking about changing the entire game. That's a huge ambition. Okay, a big vision is great, but you need a solid plan to back it up, right? So how exactly does V-BIM deliver on that promise of transformation? Let's take a look at their core strategies and the know-how that fuels it. Their whole approach really rests on these four pillars. First up, it's all about the client. Then, of course, using the absolute best technology out there. They also put a huge emphasis on sustainability and innovation. And finally, something called integrated project delivery, which is just a smart way of saying they make sure everyone's on the same page, working together seamlessly. And look, this strategy isn't just some idea they cooked up. It's built on a solid foundation of more than 15 years of real-world, hands-on experience in the complex world of architecture, engineering, and construction. And that experience, it's backed by some serious credentials. I mean, their BIM manager has a master's degree specifically in this stuff. The team is loaded with certifications. PMP, that's like the gold standard in project management. And they're experts in key software like Revit. Plus, they know the big international standards like ISO 19650 inside and out. That means they can deliver top quality work anywhere in the world. All right, so we've got the why and the how. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the what. What are the actual tangible services they provide to bring a project from just an idea to a full-blown reality? And wow, they really cover the whole spectrum. They're doing the foundational 3D modeling for a building's architecture, its structure, its plumbing and electrical, all of it. They also run what's called clash detection, which is super cool. It's basically finding problems in the digital model before they become expensive headaches on the actual construction site. They create all the detailed drawings, and they'll even train other teams on how to use all this tech.
But here's the thing you've got to understand to really get this. BIM is so much more than just a 3D model. It's way, way deeper than that.
Okay, so 3D, that's the one we can all picture, right? The visual model. But then you add 4D, and suddenly you've brought time into the mix. You can literally watch the entire construction schedule play out. Then comes 5D, which layers in all the cost and materials data for budgeting. And finally, 6D adds in all that crucial info about the building's long-term energy use and sustainability. See? Each dimension adds this incredible new layer of insight and control. So, with all this power at their fingertips, where does this tech go from here? For our last bit, let's look at how companies like V-BIM are really pushing the envelope, going way beyond the traditional digital blueprint. And they are absolutely leaning into the next wave of technology. We're talking about integrating augmented reality, AR, so you can overlay digital plans right onto the real-world job site. They're using virtual reality, VR, for these super immersive walkthroughs for clients. You can see your building before a single shovel hits the ground. And they use things like laser scanning to create hyper-accurate models of existing buildings. This is really the bleeding edge of construction. And this isn't happening in just one place. This is a global thing. The fact that V-BIM has clients from the Middle East to Europe and beyond, it just shows you how widespread this whole digital transformation has become. Which really brings us to the final thought here. As tech keeps reshaping everything, the way we build is going through this massive, profound change. The question isn't if construction will go fully digital anymore, it's really about how fast it's going to happen. So the real question for you is your next project ready for what's coming?